my sins, I never came home.
Well, 66 years ago,
Out of the primordial ooze.
the convention was born when a bunch of LA fans wanted to keep getting together in years they couldn't go to Worldcon because it was on the East Coast.
And there are people in this room who probably know these stories better and more directly than we do.
So, to tell a story of ZellaCon, you got to start with Granzella's. And to talk about Granzella's, you got to talk about Williams. And Williams is, I don't think it's fair to call it a shithole, but it ain't no place you want to go normally. The only thing it's got going for it is it's on I-5, and it's got a few hotels, a few crappy restaurants, and Granzella's, which is a roadside place to go. And you go there and you grab a meal.
We are on the way home from Redding, California, where my parents live, and halfway between Redding and San Jose, roughly, is beautiful Williams, California. And in beautiful downtown Williams, California, is Granzella's Delicatessen and Inn. Granzella's has been there since before I was in high school. It used to be a giant quad-set hut with hand-painted signs for everything they sold in the deli until it burned down. But they let it fall down and they built the top of it and set up a new store. They sell local olives and rice because in the middle of that agricultural belt in California. Because they had olives, they actually set up a gourmet shop to go along with their deli, and then they added a restaurant and a cocktail lounge and an espresso bar and a little tiny motel.
43 rooms,
43
with
rooms,
one banquet room,
and one banquet room,
which was a perfect size hotel
for an 800-person convention. Yeah,
You know, you might stop, grab a few olives, tasting. Maybe you go to the restaurant. They had an amazing chicken fried steak and a biscuit that was like the size of both my fists put together. And that is Granzella's, as far as I'm concerned. There's a bar in the back with all the animals. There are bathrooms. I'm sure that's a draw. Across the street, there's a little gift shop. That's it. Ain't nothing more to Granzella's. So, when Andy texted me from the road, the night he came up with the concept for when they stopped at Granzella's to eat, and then because of a placemat, Kevin and Andy got the idea to do the bid, the hoax bid, because we had done hoax bids before. I was on board.
Up and above the table was a sign for
Golden West Adventure Tours,
California,
Olive Country.
And as it happened,
and it said at the bottom, Granzella's Inn, 43 rooms, banquet facilities available.
We didn't know they had banquet facilities, or we'd have considered bidding them ages before. So there we are, and we had a suite for Westercon in San Jose. So we thought, we can do a hoax party. We've done that before. We know how it works.
Let's hoax Granzella's for Westercon. Wait a minute, who's actually running for Westercon this year?
And we discovered that a group from Portland was bidding, but they had very little information out. They had a mostly blank webpage, a mostly blank Facebook page, and a mostly untweeted Twitter account. And so we thought, okay, we can goose them a little bit with a good hoax, which is one of the fun things about hoaxes. If you do it well, the real bids step up and to the game and campaign a little more.
Because there's a bid process that happens.
It's a campaign.
Just like you bid for the Olympics, only there's less bribery.
Well,
it's a different type of bribery.
You give...
less hookers.
Well,
definitely with our parties, less.
But yeah, definitely less hookers. Our bribes were olives and martinis. So yes, there was a little bit of bribery involved.
I don't know what you're talking about. We simply added ethanol to the glasses to keep the olives fresh.
Hoax bids, which are bids that aren't trying to win the convention, But they're an excuse for parties, more or less.
Running up to this, about 2 days before the convention, we started to smell the writing on the wall and talked about it a bit. And we said, okay, if this really happens, if Portland doesn't satisfy us that they're going to be able to step up their game, are we willing to take this on? And after the vote, the number of people who volunteered to help was significant, so we walked into the meeting and made a presentation and a case for actually running the 2013 Westercon.
They had gone and through a sort of combination of serious politicking and sort of comedic output. And I did a little of that, Andy and Kevin did some of that, Leanne Hildebrand did some of that. Meta, one of the things I will never forget is Meta Hedden. We decided to do a bilingual presentation. Kevin and Andy arranged for Meta to read the presentation they had done about the ZellaCon bid in English and then in Swedish. And that was great. And then there was the debate, which was excellent. There were some hard feelings afterwards. People really felt that why should we bid seriously for a Westercon if the popular kids, they said, very particular phrase I remember, could just come and hoax and take it away from you. And I think the key to that is if you're a serious bid and you can't bring people to think that you would do a great convention enough to vote for you, you probably don't deserve the convention. That's what it comes down to.
You've done it. It's here.
It's here.
While we're doing it, it's here.
Or-
It's not done yet.
It'll be done when this hits the web. I swear. Okay, no, I'll do it tonight. Never mind.
Isn't worth it. This city is my body.